All right. Good morning, sight friend. It's Mitty Man coming at you again from Walk Studio. Back here in Studio B as usual. Thanking God for all the life, health, and strength I have. Also thanking Him for each and every one of you, the sight friends. You know who you are in my inner circle. We give y'all your honor and your due, and we hope that all is well with each and every one of you during this time. It's a trying time, and everybody knows that it's a trying time with all the threat of the coronavirus and everything, and everybody's a little bit concerned. Well, I should say a lot of people are a lot concerned about it. In other words, and with need be, in other words, they say it's a dangerous virus and everything, but I still say God is still in charge. That's how come I often I don't want to make look like that I'm making light of anything because I'm not. I have sympathy for the people that are afraid, and God knows if I could do something about it other than just to tell you do not fear, I would do so if I could do it. But I cannot change anyone. You have to do that on your own. But nevertheless, I think as James Cleveland said in a song years ago in one of his songs, he said, "This too will pass." And just as all the other things that have came up over this here past decade, there are a lot of things that have been happening in succession, but right behind another. But we always came through, and I believe it's the way of this going to pass as well. But believe it or not, there are always going to be something, though, people that we're going to have to deal with. That just like we're going to always be dealing with something. So, Middleman is coming here tonight just to sort of like chew the fat a little bit. I was sort of like taking a break before I actually started doing anything. I know y'all looking at the time and said like 1:30, and I'm just not starting. Yes, because I do most of my work overnight, and that's why I try to get me a power nap during the day in the afternoon, and which I didn't get it, didn't been getting it this week because I didn't have my great grand. So I've been playing and with them, and I've been falling asleep on them too. Some, but at any rate, we did get a little nap later on in the late evening, so we're good to go right about now. And I just wanted to come back to chew the fat with y'all. As you see my title, it says that taking advantage of the off time. And then if you look in my description, it says when you are given lemons, make lemonade. And the one thing that I wanted to say from that concept, that topic, is the fact that we all got a lot of downtime now. We got Corona had made it possible for us to have a lot of off time. I know I did. I've gotten a lot of off time from my churches. No choir rehearsals. We're not having services. So therefore, that's a lot of downtime for me because I'm not teaching anyone in the group. My gospel group, Junior Walker, and the gospel tritone, quote unquote, we've been off ever since 2 weeks before no Thanksgiving of last year. So that they're going to show you where I'm at with that. And so we haven't done anything since then. And so now with the coronavirus in this year and everything, we're not having no choir rehearsals in churches, no church services either. So therefore, I have a lot of downtime. I had a lot of off time. But guess what? Taking advantage of that downtime. I'm taking advantage of it by continuing to build myself up in my learning. See, people, I've been playing piano for about 40 years. And I started in 81. So I've been playing piano right around 40 years, give or take a little few months. And but I'm still learning. Even after 40 years, I'm still learning. My piano instructor at Berry, not at Andrew, but at Berry. This is after I graduated from Andrew, which is a junior college. It was junior college at that time. If I'm not mistaken, I think Andrew is still a 2 year school. Then I don't know. It may be a 4 year school now. I got to check that out. But at any rate, At any rate, once I got to Berry, 4-year institution, my piano instructor, her name was Faye Rowell. Faye Rowell. And then she married again and became Faye Kessler. But nevertheless, she often told me that the piano was bigger than the both of us. She was talking about herself as well. And she said you will always be learning. And I never forgot that. I never forgot that at all. She said you will always be learning to keep the piano. And it is true. It is true. I've learned, I've come to know that, and over these 40 years I've been playing, I've come to know just that. I'm always learning. And now that I'm taking advantage because of the fact that I do have all this off time, there's no reason to sit around and do nothing. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this time to use it to capitalize on learning, quote unquote, some new frontier. I'm exploring territory that normally I wouldn't have time to do. Case in question, I'm going to give a shout out to a guy that I think is an outstanding musician. Just from seeing him on YouTube, I think his channel is called Piano with Warren. I think that's what it is, Piano with Warren. His name is Warren McPherson, and I would highly recommend all of you musicians, beginner to advanced, to check out this guy's channel. This guy's off the chain. The guy knows exactly. Not only is he a great keyboard player, he's an awesome keyboard player, but he's also a great singer as well. I can tell because I know a little bit about singing too, even though I wasn't a voice major, but I know a little bit about singing. And I can tell that he's a pretty good singer, and he knows his theory. He knows his music theory very well. So I was just, matter of fact, tonight, not too long ago, I was checking out a video that he did with another guy, which is another musician. But I just met him tonight through Warren channel. And he had him, and they was discussing the diminished seventh chord as well as the diminished scale. And this guy was explaining it. And he was demonstrating the two types. There were two types he was using, whether it was the whole scale, the whole step, half step, or the half step, whole step movement when it comes to the fingering of the diminished scale. They play it with a diminished chord. And even though, yes, believe me, people, I was a music major, I know what he was talking about. I know exactly what he was talking about. But that still doesn't mean that I couldn't learn something. And that's exactly what I did. I learned some stuff tonight, something else about the diminished scale that I have never thought about before. And the way he did it with a musical example, he played Amazing Grace, and the way he changed it and he enhanced that so well with the old diminished chord. That give me another tool that I can work with instead of doing the basic chord progressions and everything. Gave me something else now that I can look forward to it, and I can put a little twist, an added twist to it. So guess what? That's making lemonade. When the Corona have given me lemons, I turn around and make lemonade. And you can do the same thing. Don't just sit around and not do anything, people. Like I said, my group been down ever since 2 weeks before Thanksgiving last year. And we haven't did nothing since. But I have. Now, we haven't gotten together as a group, but I've been working in my studio just about every other day. Every other day, I've been doing something. I'm working towards something, even if it ain't nothing but doing some tracks to sing by, trying to see what I'm trying to do. It's kind of hard to, like I said, you cannot make grown folks do anything. You cannot make grown folks do nothing. Only thing you can do is ask them, and then that's the best you can do. You have to cut the deck at that. So I've been trying to get choir members for years. I've been doing this here now in this area for about 25 years. I've been back from the military and everything else. I've been doing this here now, and I've been dealing with choirs and churches just as long. And I noticed that we got some people that's will put in the effort. Some people is willing and very ran to put in the effort and to learn something that they don't know and to get help in areas that they want to improve in. But then we got some that just look like to me just could care less. Only thing they want to do is get up and sing. Yeah, they just say, I just want to sing it. I just want to get up and say, well, you know what? You need to know how to sing, my sisters and my brothers. You need to know how to do it. You should at least want to be excellent. You shouldn't just want to just get up. And I mean, hey, I'm talking Benny man. I'm not. I don't claim to be no. How would you say it? I don't claim to be a Luther Vandross. I don't claim to be a James Ingram or Michael McDonald. But it's one thing that I do know. I do know when I'm in tune and when I'm not. And I mean, especially before I became ill, I had a little bit more wind. Right now, my wind is still have not built up back to where I needed to be because of the congestive heart failure I had when I was sick back in 2018. And I have not yet got back to the capacity, but I still haven't given up. I still do. I still work. We got a lot of people that don't want to do any work, but they want the fruit. You cannot have the fruit if you don't cultivate the root. I tell people all the time, you do not jump up a ladder, you climb it, wrong by wrong. There are no quick fixes in this thing. But like I said, now that this coronavirus, I told you it's a blessing in everything if you look for it. And I see a blessing in this, even in the coronavirus. This off time that is given all of us. Don't say you busy now, because if you were busy, you ain't busy now, because Corona done quit all that. So what did I do? I'm still working. I may not be at the choir. I may not be in the choir stand at my church. I may not be at choir rehearsal with my choir members. But I'm taking this time out to enhance my own self, to build my own self up in the mind as well as the technique. So when I go back, because like I said, this too will pass. So once this passed, see, I'm going to go back to my choir, to my churches enhanced. They're going to be surprised at some new stuff that I'm going to be able to show them and do for them and bring the worship service level up another notch. Why? Because I took advantage of the free time or the extra time that Corona gave me by doing that. So you know, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So that's what Minuteman once said. And I just wanted to just chew the fat with a few of y'all that view these videos. I know everybody don't view them, but nevertheless, just to, let y'all know, old Minuteman is still doing what he do. Minister music, 3 churches, and my gospel group, Junior Walker and the Gospel Tritones. And I'm also, if the Lord will, I'm getting ready to put together a male ensemble for my church, my home church, where we are supposed to be, if Corona allows it, in November of this year, we, in my home church, Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, where my pastor is Pastor Christopher Williams. We are getting ready to have a men's conference on that Saturday before the second Sunday in November. We're going to have a men's conference that Saturday, and then we're going to have a men's day that next day, that Sunday at my home church. And I'm the one that put together this male quartet, I'm calling it, but I'm not going to call it that. I've always give things names. Everything I affiliate myself with, I always end up giving it a name. And what I'm going to name this here particular group that I've gotten together with, most of the guys that I deal with already from my 3 churches, New Salem, Pleasant Grove AME, and those are the 2 churches, not including my home church. But those are the 2 churches that these here guys come out of. And they are the one that's going to make up. And what I'm going to name Deacon E.J. Walker Male Ensemble. That's what I'm going to name it. And so all this information I'm getting from these guys like Warren McPherson, the guy that he interviewed tonight that showed us the technique with the diminished seventh chord and the diminished seven scales. His name, I think, is David, not David, but Davin, Davin Hutchison. That was his name. And God knows it done skipped me by his website. I would like to give him a shout out about his website and that the website in. But I tell you what, you go to YouTube and look for Warren McPherson, Piano with Warren. If you find him and look for the video, diminished sevenths, a twist with the diminished sevenths or something like that. But look for the name Davin, Davin Hutchison. Look at that video. All of you is mostly, I won't say for a beginner, not absolute beginner, but it's more of the intermediate to advanced. That's what this video is really geared for. But you beginners, you could look at it, you could learn something. Hey, you got to get to intermediate. So what better way to get there than start listening and looking at videos like this here, like Piano with Warren. You go there and you check out some of those videos, like the one this guy David Hutchison done the night that I saw, and see I'm a little bit more, I say, more advanced than your average piano player. I've been playing 40 years, but that still don't mean nothing. I still got a lot that I still don't know. Like I said, my piano instructor told me years ago, the piano is bigger than all of us. Those of you that play keyboard or whatever other instrument that you might play, that instrument is bigger than you. And you're going to always be learning. Don't ever think the time when we stop learning is the time when we lay down and die. That's the only time you stop really learning, quote unquote, on this side. So if you're still living on this side, that means you still have the capacity to learn more. So don't be bullheaded. Don't be crazy. In other words, let us think about that thing. So when life gives you lemon, make lemonade. Now, I want to say to my inner circle friends, y'all hang in there with old Mitty Man. Mitty Man is just about this close to finishing my book. This close. Now, mind you now, this is not going to be your regular run-of-the-mill biography that you might going to be you're accustomed to. I did a compressed version for my first time, because like I said, this will be my first time even attempting to write a book. This is my first time. So I'm doing a compressed version of my life. In other words, there are a lot of things that I've left out. There are some things I wanted to leave out. Then there are some things that I just don't remember. So I'm giving you a chronological flow to the best of my knowledge. I'm trying to give you a chronological flow, but it's compressed. Some things that I did not include in this, but who knows what may happen on the next book? I don't know. This here might just be the start of something, of a good thing. But guess what? I'm chartering into uncharted territory. I've never tried my hand to write a book. So this is something new for me. But I'm having fun at doing it. I'm not doing it as fast as I want to do it, but I got a trick for that. I got a trick for that. I won't let the cat out the bag right now, but I do have a trick for that. But nevertheless, the book is this close, but for this version is concerned. Now, who knows? I might go back later on in life, if the Lord will, and I might do a more expanded version of the same book. I may add some things in this one that I didn't add in this one here. But like I say, I'm going to check. I got some people that I'm going to confer with. They're going to give me some information on what the way I should go carry out and go about doing this thing for this first book. And what we want to make it good. We want to make it good. And I do believe, I will say this now, I'm no expert, but I do believe that it's going to be a good book. Just from what I know I put in this already, I think it's good reading. It will be good reading for y'all. And then y'all know a lot more about Mitty Man than you actually do. And remember that. And I hope y'all will still be my friends after you find out some of the stuff I done. So in other words, with that being said, we're gonna cut this video off right here. And remember, y'all, we got a lot of time on our hand. All of us worship leaders and minister of music and song leaders and whatnot, deacons and whatever you do, whatever your part you play in the part of the service of the Lord, you got a lot of time now to enhance your skills. You got a lot of time to enhance and get better. Don't waste the time. If Corona gave you lemons, make lemonade. This Minuteman saying whatever you get into. If God is not in it, please, ma'am, please, sir, come on out of it, because it's going to come to nothing. And to all my Facebook friends, all my contacts, and all of you, you know who y'all, man, a circle. Y'all just be blessed. Stay on the Lord's side. And remember, whatever you get into, if God ain't in it, please, ma'am, come on out of it. Please, sir, come on out of it, because it will come to nothing. To the next video, next Bible study, whichever comes first. This is Minuteman saying peace and good morning.